The boardroom gleamed with glass walls and million-dollar smiles. At the edge of the room, a black maid crept, refilling glasses, polishing the silver tray. No one noticed. But she wasn't just listening to the clinking ice and shallow laughter. She heard enough, names, numbers, a subtle change in tone, to know something was dangerously wrong. Now the CEO's hand hovered over the dotted line of a $500 million deal that could destroy everything. She took one step forward, heart racing. Her whisper would change everything. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Her name was Clara Mitchell, 32, a single mother and a finance graduate who never got her break. Corporate doors stayed shut, and racism wrapped itself in polite smiles and not the right fit excuses. Bills stacked up, and she took a job as a cleaner in Whitmore Industries' executive offices. Every day she blended into the background, silent in meetings, invisible in elevators, until she learned to make her invisibility her strength. She overheard things no one else caught. She saw deals happen before they hit the news. On that bright Monday morning, she walked into the boardroom to tidy up before the executives arrived. She didn't know this day would test her courage more than any degree ever could. The champagne bottles were chilled in silver buckets. A high-stakes deal was minutes from closing, and someone, she realized, was about to lose far more than money. The meeting began with confident laughter. The men at the table, dark suits, silk, ties, spoke in shorthand, closing the distance between power and greed with every sentence. Clara lingered near the corner, pretending to adjust the coffee carafe. She heard the words offshore transfer and shell company in quick succession. She glanced at the contract packet being passed around, identical on the outside, but something about the header font looked off. Years earlier, she had interned at a small accounting firm, memorizing every template major corporations used. This wasn't one of them. She edged closer, cloth in hand, pretending to wipe the edge of the table. Her pulse quickened as she overheard that the funds, $500 million, would be secured immediately upon signing. The signatures were to be finalized in seconds, with no further board review. Clara's mind raced. This wasn't just unusual, it was a setup. She looked at the man handing over the contract. Smooth smile, foreign accent, eyes darting to avoid. The CEO's gaze. She saw the CFO shifting uncomfortably but staying silent. Her stomach tightened. This was a scam, and it was almost too late. Every second she hesitated meant another inch of ink would seal the company's fate. Her hands trembled. Her throat felt tight. But she knew if she spoke, she risked her job, her credibility, and her safety. If she stayed silent, she'd watch thousands lose theirs. The CEO uncapped his pen. Everyone leaned in. Clara took a deep breath and stepped forward. "Sir," her voice was barely above a whisper. The pen paused mid-air. All eyes turned to her, most filled with irritation at the interruption. She leaned forward just close enough for the CEO to hear. "That's the wrong contract." The room froze. The scammer's smile faltered. The CFO's eyes widened, flicking to the document in front of the CEO. "What is she talking about?" someone snapped, but the CEO was already flipping pages. The letterhead was fake. The beneficiary account numbers led offshore, Clara's. Memory matched them to flagged reports she'd seen years ago. Silence broke into chaos. The scammer lunged to grab the papers, but security moved faster. The CEO's gaze met Clara's, a storm of shock and gratitude swirling behind his eyes. Within minutes, the forged contract was confiscated, and the conman was escorted out in handcuffs. Investigators later confirmed it was an elaborate corporate fraud, set to drain $500 million from the company in a single day. Clara had stopped it with a single whisper. The CEO offered her a role in corporate compliance. Still, The truth cut deeper than the offer. She had always been capable, but in a world quick to judge her by skin and uniform, she'd been invisible until this moment. Her courage saved not just money, but thousands of jobs. Yet the question lingered. How many voices like hers go unheard every day? Where are you watching from? Take care.